Zinhle Maditla was born on the 2nd of March 1994 to parents Beulah Martin and Kevin Ballens. Zinhle, commonly known as Lashmi, grew up in Emalahleni, Mpumalanga, with her mother while her dad lived in Johannesburg. She was close to both her parents, even though they were separated. She would visit her father quite often in Johannesburg. When Zinhle was 15 years old in grade 10, she decided to drop out of school. She then fell pregnant that same year with her first child. Soon after she fell pregnant, she broke up with her then boyfriend and father of her conceived child. 2 months into the pregnancy, Zinhle met then 20-year-old William Fana Shongwe, whom she started dating. 7 months later, in August, she gave birth to a little girl whom she named Minenhle. A while later, Zinhle fell pregnant again with William's child and gave birth to a baby boy a year later after Minenhle. She named her baby boy Blessing. Not long after Blessing's birth, the couple decided to break up. After the breakup, Zinhle met another guy and fell pregnant again and gave birth to another baby girl whom she named Shaniqua. Shortly after baby Shaniqua's birth, the couple too decided to break up. Zinhle and William reconciled after this, however, and that's when Zinhle fell pregnant again with her fourth child, baby boy Ethan. A few months later, the couple started struggling financially, and William was having trouble supporting the family of 6. The financial challenges were hard on the couple's relationship, and in September of 2018, the couple decided to live separately. Zinhle rented a room in Clarinet where she moved in with her 4 children. She found a job where she worked as a salesperson, and she would get paid on commission, which was unstable and not enough. William also did not have a stable job, however helped out whenever, wherever, and however he could with groceries and clothes. 3 months later, the festive season approached, and Zinhle expected William to buy the children new clothes and food. However, William failed to do so. Zinhle's family reached out to help by buying the kids the clothes. However, this did nothing to ease Zinhle's anger towards William. On the second day after Christmas, Zinhle decided to pay William a visit to find out why he didn't buy the kids clothes. However, when she got there, she was taken aback by what she saw. In William's arms was another woman. A fight broke out as a result, and Zinhle alleged that William attacked her. As a distraught and very heartbroken Zinhle made her way home, she was thinking of ways of getting back at the father of her children. That's when she came up with a horrible and sinister plan. A plan no mother could ever conceive. She stopped to buy red poison on her way back home to her children. When she got home, she proceeded to prepare food for her kids. She made sandwiches, which she then laced with the red poison and fed her kids. And if that wasn't bad enough, she then smeared yogurt laced with red poison on her breast to administer the poison to her youngest child, who was still breastfeeding. A while later, the children complained to their mother, who was supposed to be their protector, mind you, that they were not feeling well while playing outside. They told their mother that they had severe headaches. However, Zinhle told them to lay in bed while she went out, supposedly to buy medicine. However, when she returned, there was no said medicine. She didn't try at all to seek help. Zinhle then went outside for a bit. That's when a neighbor approached her and asked her about the kids, to which she lied and said they were at William's place. The neighbor then proposed a night out since she had no responsibility, to which Zinhle accepted. How could you consider a night out when your kids are in a life or death struggle? I'll never understand, but her children's demise was her plan after all. Zinhle said she took the poison also before going out, hoping the poison would take her life as well. Before going out, she checked on her kids and found them sleeping. A few hours later, when Zinhle returned, she found them not breathing, with foam on their mouths as a result of poisoning, which she wiped off and wrapped her children's deceased bodies in blankets. The next day, Zinhle went over to William's house and told him that she was on her way to see her dad in Johannesburg, and she locked her children in her rented room if he wanted to go see them. However, William did not go check to see if Zinhle was telling the truth. Zinhle then called her family and told them that she has a special Christmas gift for them in her rented room, which I think is very diabolical, to be honest. To say her children's death at her hands is a special gift. Zinhle's family had a weird feeling though and decided to go check on her. Meanwhile, the decomposing bodies of her children had started to reek and attracting flies, alerting the neighbors and landlord that something was amiss. Zinhle's mom, after Zinhle's call, went to check on her daughter and was concerned when she got there. They knocked and knocked on the door, but no one answered. So with the foul smell and flies, they decided to break down the door to see what was happening and saw a sight that scarred them for life. Zinhle's mom had discovered the decomposing bodies of her grandchildren. Zinhle had admitted to poisoning the children when she realized what she did was wrong, before the family members discovered them in her rented room in Mpumalanga. Had the kids been taken to hospital for treatment, they might have been saved. Zinhle told her family members that her plan was to spite her ex-partner for betraying her and breaking her heart. She wanted to end her life and those of her children. She said her conscience tormented her. Zinhle then decided to hand herself over to the police. She went to Bosman police station in Mpumalanga to report what she had done. She was then arrested and charged with 4 counts of murder. 29-year-old Fana Shongwe said he dated Zinhle for almost 7 years. The couple had been experiencing hardships in their relationship, and he decided to end the relationship.
So, bekumuntu ama-threats hlukaneni. Ya, bekumuntu ama-threat ukuthreatenisa. Njengokuthini ngeke uphinde sibone thina siyahamba lana yabona. Ya, because siyabona la siyasafara yabona.
A family member who asked to remain anonymous said Zinhle was devastated after finding out that Fana was moving on with his life. She added, and I quote, "Why did she kill the children? We all loved them. I don't understand. Losing a man is not the end of the world. She's my blood, but I don't think I will ever forgive her for this." Close quote. Zinhle said she regrets her actions. In September of 2019, Zinhle Maditla's trial began. Zinhle pleaded guilty for the murder of her children, Minenhle, Blessing, Shaniqua, and Ethan. During court proceedings, Zinhle said she had trouble sleeping and that she deserved to be punished for what she did to her children. She said she deserves the harshest punishment for the premeditated murders of her children. The prosecutor argued that she had an opportunity to save the children. He said they were her only children and surely suffered a painful death, and she didn't seek assistance. As she was apologizing to the fathers of her children and her family for her actions, she broke down in tears. Her family sat in the front row of a packed courtroom and couldn't hold back tears during her testimony. The judge said, and I quote, "Under the circumstances, I am of the considered view that life imprisonment on each of the murder counts is the appropriate sentence." Zinhle was sentenced to 4 life imprisonment terms for the 4 murdered children.